Welcome to the Morgan Homestead. I'm Sandy, and Kevin is currently out building our log cabin home. As promised, today I'm going to give you an update on the garden and show you what's going on in the greenhouse. It's crazy. And before I do that, though, I wanted to just take a minute. Kevin and I celebrated our 32nd wedding anniversary yesterday, and it's been great. And the reason I bring that up is obviously I'm hoping to encourage people who are new to homesteading. We have no background in farming, animals, gardening, none of that. We have no background in that. We're obviously a little older than the average person who's starting to take on all these things. So we're hoping to encourage people to do this, to do what we're doing. So that is why we're filming this. We're hoping to encourage hopefully future grandkids. We're hoping to show that if we can do it, anyone can. So we're documenting that, and we're also documenting it for our own purposes so that we can remember what we did wrong and what not to do next year or in future years when it comes to the garden and the animals and all of that. So, and we're also documenting it so our kids in the cities know what their crazy parents are up to up north. Okay, so let's take a walk outside now. I'm gonna show you our main garden first. We also have a watermelon garden. We have raised beds over by the greenhouse, and then I'll show you the greenhouse real quick. Kind of hoping that you experienced gardeners will stick with me through this whole tour so you can offer me some suggestions and help along the way. I don't know. It's been very hit or miss, and we don't know. Again, we're not experienced gardeners, so we do hope that we're going to get some help from you experienced homesteaders. Or if you know somebody who's an experienced gardener that can give us some tips, please forward this to them. And I'll show you, we're going to go out now and I'll show you what has been successful and so far and what has not. Okay, you walk into the garden and the very first thing you see is my little Cayenne Peppers on here. Let's see if I can get it better. You can see them there. Oh, and there's red one in the back. I didn't even notice that. I'll have to harvest that today. So this is a little cayenne pepper tree, bush, whatever you could call it. I've never grown those before. That's kind of fun. Okay, so starting off with the broccoli. This is one of our misses. You can see that it's gone to seed, that we did get a couple little broccoli heads here, but that's about it. It's not going to do anything, obviously. Some of them didn't even grow. Next we have 2 rows of cauliflower. Again, we got a couple little heads of cauliflower. Here's one. And here's one that started turning kind of greenish. I don't know. That's it. There. Then we have 2 rows of cabbage, and we have a dog eating grass and coughing in the background, so sorry about that. Maggie, what are you doing? Huh? Why don't you just chillax like Marley over there? Just lay down and enjoy the day. Anyway, so here's our cabbage. It looks like we've got some nice looking cabbage coming. I mean, there's a few of them. So we're excited about that. That's not so bad. I would say that is one of our hits. This one looks real good. We've got the red cabbage in the back, and we've got a few of those growing. So that seems to be doing well. We did only do 2 rows, so that's not a lot of cabbage. This one probably should come out. Green bean plants, but it's unbelievable how much they're done. We've gotten a lot of green beans off these plants, so we're very happy with that. It's really not enough to sustain us to make not enough for the whole year. There's definitely some here I need to harvest today. Alright, and now we have our tomatoes. These are early girl tomatoes, and I have a lot here that I need to harvest today. Sorry for the beagles in the background. But these are doing well. Our tomatoes all seem to be doing pretty well. All the way down here. Whoops. Tomatoes. Down here we've got some, I don't know, I think these are like beef eaters or something. They're very large, but they're very green yet. So those aren't ready to harvest. My father-in-law really likes these, and my mother-in-law. I'm not a huge fan of cherry tomatoes. I don't know why. I'm just not. But as you can see, I have a lot of these I need to get harvested today. More tomatoes down the way here. I think they're like beefeater and I don't know, just some different varieties. But got harvest today too. I did not get out here yesterday to pull anything, so I'm a little behind, but I hope to get a bunch of these pulled today. We've done well with tomatoes. Next we have potatoes, and they say when the top starts dying off, they're ready to harvest. So on this side, we need to get these out, dug out. And the other side here on the potatoes still needs to die off a little on top before we harvest those. Next we have cucumbers. I obviously have some of those that need to be harvested, and there's probably quite a few more down the row. We've gotten a lot of potatoes. I don't know about these. I won't know about these until those are ready to harvest, and they seem to have a ways. And there's a acorn squash right there. We've had quite a few that are growing. We've already taken a couple out that because we thought they were ready, but they weren't. Turns out they needed to grow a little bit more. So we're gonna wait on the rest of those for a little bit. We have some spaghetti squash down here. It's getting huge. And I think that one might almost be ready to harvest. Some more there. Got some more growing here. And then on the other side we have butternut squash growing. We've got quite a few of those. Anyway, here's some butternut. We've got some big ones there, some more growing there. Nice one down there. So they're not ready. We've got quite a few more down the row here of the butternut that we'll harvest. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows are corn. We got this in too late. I don't think we're gonna get much out of this at all, but we'll just wait and see. And my sunflower plants down there are about 15 feet high at least, and they're finally starting to get some flowers on top, so we'll see what those end up looking. This is my watermelon garden. I should say our watermelon garden. We've got quite a few going, but those are going to be a while before we harvest those. So stuck a tomato plant in here. There's a good sized watermelon. Okay, we're over at the greenhouse now, and if you guys remember last year, it was crazy. I had planted too many vine plants in the middle in my raised bed, and it overtook my greenhouse. Well, this year the hydroponics has gone crazy. So anyway, I'm going to take you in there and show you, if you want to grow peppers in a greenhouse, this is the way to do it. So you can see just coming in that my peppers are growing into and out the doorway. And I have harvested a lot of banana peppers already, but I have a ton more growing. So I have a ton of banana peppers. A lot of these need to come out. They're just growing like crazy in here. Take you around. So these are the Jalapenos, where if you watch the earlier video, I didn't think they were going to make it. And these Jalapenos, it's like the plant itself does not have a lot of leaves. It seems to be very thin and spindly. But every single Jalapeno plant now is carrying its weight in peppers. I mean, there's just a ton of them. There's another, you can see back here, this one. There's just a ton of peppers on them. It's just crazy to me that these small little plants have so many peppers. I need to get in here and harvest some of these. Now these are jalapenos, and you can see that this one definitely is ready to come off. I've got a lot in here that need to come off. Hard to see some of these because they're the same color as the leaves. This is another, it looks like a banana pepper plant. There's a lot of peppers in here. And I'm trying to get my eyes to adjust so I can show you some of these. So this year was the first year I ever grew lemon jalapenos, and I've got 3 totes of lemon jalapenos. So they're a little lighter green when they grow, but check this out. Look at these. Way down here, hiding lemon jalapenos. I cannot wait to see what those taste like. And I'm not expecting them to taste like lemon, but I'm sure they're going to be a mixture of sweet and spicy. This here jalapeno tree has tons of jalapenos on it. And this one too is trying to grow and block me from getting out, but as you can see, there's just jalapenos everywhere I look. It's just covered in them. So I'm excited about that. Over in the corner, we have, I gotta read my label, some habanadas and jalapenos. These jalapenos, here's another example. There's hardly any foliage on this plant, but there's jalapenos on almost every single stem. And where there isn't one, there's a flower, there will be one. It's just crazy. This teeny tiny little plant, I had no hope for it even producing, has got 3 on it already. So it's just deceiving. Alright, so now I'm coming up to pepper plants. These are orange bell. That one's starting to turn orange. There's 1, 2, 3 more. I do need to come up with a different way of keeping my plants up. When they get big, they tend to tip. Or if you get any sort of wind in here, it blows them over. There's another orange bell, orange bell, orange bell. Orange bell, just all over the place. Growing like crazy. This one is, what is it called? Golden Wonder. Golden Wonder. There's one, there's one. There's some in the back there. It's just nuts. I've harvested quite a few. These are Ozark Giants. I mean, they're not giant. Yeah. I'm kind of wondering, they seem kind of dull in color. I don't know if they're not getting enough nutrients or what's going on there. We do need to add some water. Today we're going to work on doing that. More peppers, more peppers. More peppers back there. And back in this corner, there's a whole bunch. And in the front here, we have these Red Savina habanadas. Now this plant is looking a little droopy. It got knocked over in a storm, and so I need to get some more nutrients and water in this one for sure. But these are little habanadas. When this comes to fruition, I will have a ton. There's more back here. They're just beautiful. They're going to turn red. I'll show you guys when that happens. I put a lot of hanging flowers and stuff in the greenhouse this year to try to attract my pollinators. And I think that's been successful. I've got bees buzzing around my head as I speak, but today I'm going to have to take the shade cloth off because we woke up this morning, it was 37 degrees in here, or not in here, but outside. So we're thinking that it's probably time to take it off, take the shade cloth off. But I am very happy with the success of the peppers in the greenhouse.